Hi, everybody. This is Barb Kapla, and you're on Barb's Paper Pizzazz. And tonight I'm going to show you this slimline card that we're going to make together. This is a new for me. I've never made a slimline card, but I thought we'd give it a try. It's thinking of you, so it's pretty much all occasion. In the inside it says, "You are always in my heart," which is kind of a nice sentiment to pass along. So since I can't get Facebook Live to work for me, I thought I'd jump over here to YouTube and record it on YouTube and then put it on Facebook Live for you tomorrow. So I think we'll get started with this. So let's get going. This is the cardstock that I selected. This is Seaside Spray. And the width is 7.5, and the length is 9 1/4. So you're going to cut your paper 9 1/4 by 7.5, and then you're going to score it at 3 3/4. So when you do that and fold it and burnish it with your bone folder, it should be the size of a business envelope, and it does fit into a business size envelope. So keep that in mind. Although there is a template out there for this envelope, I haven't found one that fits this size card. So nonetheless, once I do that, I will post it for you. So we've got the card base ready. To that, we're going to add 2 liners. The first liner is Old Olive cardstock, and this is the inside. And here's the liner. We're going to do this backwards. The liner first that we have is white. So we're going to put this piece. This piece measures 9 by 3.5. Okay, so that goes on here first. So let's do that. And we'll get that done. I have no idea why I could not click on the live button. I saw the live button, and when I clicked on it on Facebook, it just would not start. So I took it apart. I tried my best, and it didn't work. So here's the video that you'll see later. Okay, so the liner is on. Now, again, there's another liner that I've selected, and this is Old Olive again, or is this Pear? This must be Pear Pizzazz. And this measures 8 3/4 by 3 1/4. So it's generally cut at 1/4 of an inch smaller than the previous piece. So we're going to use this, but first we have to wrap the middle part of it with a piece of ribbon. This ribbon is going to separate right here, the top from the bottom, kind of halfway. So what we need to do is kind of get it close to the halfway mark. And then we're going to put some glue here and see what we can do to attach this halfway. And we're just going to snip it with a pair of scissors. The bow will come later because it'll be put on where the salutation or the greeting belongs. So this is going to go on now, and we're going to build on top of that from here. So here we go. We're going to add this. And we're going to put this here in the middle of that white liner. Okay, so there it is. Okay, so far so good. Now what we're going to do is start building these 2 sections, okay? We're going to build this one, and then we're going to build this one with the flowers. And I'm going to show you, first of all, the stamp sets that we are using tonight. Obviously, the Painted Poppies one is going to be the predominant one. And this Thinking of You is going to be on the front of the card. That matches. I just think it's a beautiful font, so we're going to be using that one. Okay, so it's Woven Heirlooms for the Thinking of You piece, and the Painted Poppies for all the flowers on the inside. Okay. So now let's move on. I have previously cut 2 pieces of white cardstock, Whisper White, using this particular die. And this die is from the Painted Labels collection. And it fits pretty well, as you can see. And we're going to need 2 of these. One of them is going to go on top, like so. And the other one is going to go on the bottom. So this is the Painted Labels larger die. It's going to go like that. Okay, then on top of that, we're going to start adding flowers. So let me see. These are going on dimensional, so let's flip this over and start putting the dimensionals on. You know, I got a new phone number, and a lot of the stuff that was on there previously did not transfer, and I'm wondering if the Facebook Live piece is part of that. As much as I'd like to think it's not, it very well could be. Who knows? I am so disjointed with all this electronic stuff. It makes me nuts. But anyway, we're just going to plow on. The show must go on, you know. So we're going to do that. And I'm sure this will be the biggest topic of discussion tomorrow at my classes. Like, what the heck happened with that? So anyway, we're going to use this dimensionals to pop up the card from the other card paper surface to give it dimension. And I use it all, so we're going to use the liners. And let me bring the basket closer so I don't have a mess to clean up here afterwards. I hope you can see all this. Card. Okay, that's a little bit better. And we're going to put this down here. We want to leave a little bit of room, and that's why it's so spacey in the middle, is because we want to leave room for the piece that gets stamped, the Thinking of You part, okay? So there we go with that. We're going to add some flowers. Now, these flowers are cut out from the Painted Poppies or Poppy Moments dies. Let me show you. It's this leaf that we're using. And this leaf is garden green, I think. This is the Poppy Outside. It's this dark green piece. That's what cuts that out. And then this part is the part that cuts out the inside color of the flower. So we use this to color, cut out the inside piece, which is Seaside Spray. Okay, so this is how it works, like so. And we cut 4 of them, 1 for each background to lay in the color. And then this one, 4 of them in the Old Olive. I think it's Old Olive, or maybe it's Garden Green. I think it's Old Olive. Now that I'm looking at it, I think it's more olivey than it is green. And that's going to give us the liner. So let's put those on. And I'm going to glue this last one on for you. Like so. And we want to match the edges to make sure that they look like they belong there. And so there you go. Okay, so we're going to put these on, and I'm going to put them on dimensionals as well. we're going to place them on the card kind of toward more of the middle than anything, kind of like right there. And then the other ones are already glued together. So we're going to add these dimensionals to the back end. And we're going to add this one kind of like on top of this one. So it's kind of laying on top. Okay, and then the same thing we're going to do with the other two, but we're going to put those on in different directions. So this one's going to go first in going toward the left side. Like so. And this one is going to go to the opposite side, going in the opposite direction. And that's going to go here. Now we've got some leaves that I've already cut out, and the leaves are going to go on, but these leaves are kind of big, and so what I did is I used I cut out 2 sets of the leaf patterns from the dies, and then I'm going to take these leaves and I'm going to cut them apart because it's too much leaf, too much one big leaf. So we're going to cut this top part, and I'm going to glue that at the top of the card, kind of right under here. And we're going to just tuck it under, like so. And then this other piece we're going to put at the bottom. I'm going to cut out this stem because that looks kind of silly. And we're going to put that upside down and coming out this way. There we go. Okay. Now we also cut out 4 of these kinds of flowers. These flowers here are from the Sweet Silhouette die collection. It kind of looks like Queen Anne's lace to me. Could be a dandelion kind of flower, who knows. But I like them, and I thought that they would look pretty in here. So we're going to cut a lot of the stem off because we really don't need it. It just gets tangled up. And we're going to add this to the other side of the card like so. Okay, and then we've got another one for the bottom. And we're gonna add this one down here under here. Kind of like that. And then we're going to do the same thing. Oh, we got to put the leaves in first. Let's do that. So we're going to cut this right about there. And we're going to glue these on right here. And the other piece is going to be cut. Can you still see this? I want to make sure that you guys can see. We're going to cut off this mid stem, and we're going to add it to the bottom. So down here is where it needs to go, kind of right in here, wherever it can fit and not hit a dimensional, kind of right there. That works. And then we've got 2 more of these white flowers. We're going to add these to the bottom right here. I'm not gluing the whole thing. I'm just gluing part of it. And then we're going to take the other piece and we're going to glue this here at the bottom. Now I have to find a place so that it doesn't interfere with the insertion of the card into an envelope. So we may have to adjust a little. We'll just stick it in there. I think there's room. let's try this. Yeah, there we go. It works. Okay, so the flowers are done, and so now we're going to do some stamping. The label that I used is also from the Painted Labels die set, and it's this curvy one, and it goes very well with the other one, which is from the same set. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the stamp and we're going to stamp on here, thinking of you, and we're going to do that in Old Olive. So let's see how well I can get this in here. It's gonna be long. It's almost gonna be on the edge of the label, but we're gonna give it a shot and try my best here. I want to get all the letters in and put it in the middle. No, I'm not real happy with that. Let's try another one. Excuse me. Let's try it again. There, that's a lot better. Even though part of the U is gone, it is what it is. And I don't have any other paper to make it absolutely perfect, so you'll have to bear with me. I am but human, and I'm not free of all mistakes. Okay, so we're going to add this with the dimensional on top of the ribbon, okay? So the ribbon's going to go here, the label is going to go right on top. There we go. Okay, so pretty much the card front is done. I'm going to put a ribbon on. This bow is going to go on there afterwards, but right now the front of the card is done. And I think it looks pretty nice. So we're going to work on the inside now. The inside liner is the opposite of the outside. So we're going to switch them up. The bigger one is pear now. The smaller one is white. This inside liner measures 9 by 3.5, okay? So since it's got a little mark on it or something, I'm going to use that down. And I'm going to try to get it even all around the edge as best we can, and that looks pretty good to me, so we're just going to glue it on there, okay? And then the next liner is the stamping liner. This is the one that we're going to stamp on, and it measures 8 3/4 long by 3 1/4 wide, okay? And this is Whisper White cardstock, but before we glue it, we're going to stamp it first. So I want to make sure everything is out of the way, and we're going to start bringing in stamps. Now, generally what I did is I used the outline first, and the outline was in the Old Olive ink. So we're going to stamp this first time in Old Olive, and I'm going to stamp generally the corners. Now this is the whole flower. So we're going to stamp here, and then we're going to put another one over here, and then we're going to put some bigger ones down here in the corner, and then we're going to put another one kind of over here, and then there is a smaller little flower stamp that we're going to add as well, and we're going to put this one in the upper right corner. And we're going to take another one and we're going to put it down here above this one. So those are the outlined stamps that we're going to use for the flowers. And now we're going to fill them in with color. The color obviously is going to be something that goes with the rest of the card, and that's going to be the Seaside Spray. But since we have the ink out, let's do the Always, oh goodness, Always in My Heart. You know what? It's in my basket for tomorrow's class. Hang on a minute. It never fails. Boy, when you talk about a total flop, today's video has been all of that. So let's do the Always first because it takes up the most room. And again, this is Old Olive ink, and we're going to put this in the middle. And then we're going to see if I can find, oh, that's Happy Birthday. Hang on a minute here. You Are. And so this is the You Are piece. And this is going to go above the Always. And then In My Heart. Is going to go below. So here's that. So You're Always in My Heart, which is kind of a great sentiment, I think. And then now we're going to color the inside of the flowers, and we're going to use this kind of grunge spatial color that fills up the flower color. So we're going to use this one on the bigger flowers, and we're going to use the one that looks like all dots and dashes and stuff on that. And it really doesn't matter, doesn't have to match. We want it to look outside the lines, so we're just going to go over it. However it lands, it does. Like so. And then we're going to take this other one, which is kind of like a bunch of dots and dashes and lumps of color, and we're going to do the smaller flowers with this one. So we're going to start at the base, and we're going to add a couple more. And then we're going to do the same thing for this flower up here in the corner. And there it is. Okay, that's the inside of the card. The card is really done. We're just going to glue it on the inside, and we'll be done with it. So I'm hoping that all of you who are looking forward to my Facebook presentation will also look forward to this one done on YouTube and transferred over. And I've got to figure out what is going wrong with my Facebook Live. So hopefully for next week, we will have another opportunity to have some great cards for you, okay? So here it is. Here's the one that we made today. Oh, I forgot the bow. Let's do the bow. We got to do a triple bow. Okay, where's the ribbon? Okay, where are you, ribbon? Oh, here it is. Okay. So we're going to do a triple bow, no, double bow. So we're going to hold the tail, and we're going to do a figure 8. That's 2 loops. This is the 3rd loop, this is the 4th loop, and then we're going to leave a section, and that's going to come across everything that I just did, push through my fingers, and then once I get it through the finger part, we're going to come back up and under this piece. So it goes under this, okay? And then we're going to pull it tight and slide it off your fingers, like so. And we're going to trim it up a little bit. Now that little tail looks a little short, but we got to match it, so there it is. And then we're going to put this on with glue dots. Okay, and then we're just going to put it right here next to this pretty leaf, kind of in the corner, so that it looks like it's coming from, looks like it's tied to the ribbon that we have already established on there. It looks pretty good, I think, and I think it would make you proud to send it, and your receiver would be happy to get it. So thank you, everybody, for all the screw-ups and putting up with me today. And we're going to try to figure out what's going on here, and hopefully you can join me next week, Monday at 8 o'clock in the evening, for another opportunity for Facebook Live on Barb's Paper Pizzazz. Hopefully we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.